Most of you probably know we at the Abbey have a tradition or a daily activity whereby we have a short Dharma talk before lunchtime. And today I have the honor to be able to address you today and share a little bit. I'm happy to do this. I want to make a case for the Western Sangha to respect our elders. That's my talk for today. I personally am really very much appreciating that we are beginning in ordination order, that we are eating in that way and standing in that way. For me, sitting and standing and moving in ordination order really gives me a sense of place. I felt this most strongly when I went to Foguanshan for my Bhikshuni ordination. It was very clear where my place was. My place was among the trainees. And there were many, many elders who knew exactly what needed to be done, and I knew nothing. In fact, compared to my Taiwanese sisters in the line with me, I knew less than nothing because I didn't know the robes, I didn't understand the food, I didn't understand any system, and mostly I didn't understand any of the directions. So that my place was really clear, you're just a beginner. And it was okay then. As much as I stressed out with my own need to be perfect and whatever, the Bhikshunis around me knew that I was a beginner, and they knew I was an American. And so there was tremendous compassion, really more from their side than for myself, I have to say. So I very much appreciated Venerable Master's story this morning about how the ordination order for meals came into being, because if you've ever lived in community, it certainly was recognizable for the Sravasti Abbey community. Everybody has an opinion about how we should make this decision. Everybody puts out their opinion about how we should make this decision, and they're all different. And the Buddha very kindly just said, this is how we're going to do it. Start with the seniors. Another thing that's comforting for me, I want to say thank you personally, because of the first few of us here were ordained here at the Abbey. An abbot from another monastery came early on, and he said to us, you will be asked to do things you're not ready to do. And it was true. And so we still are. But we're doing them. And we're learning as we grow, but to also find my place is further back, that there's rows in front of me for this period of time is a great relief, and I appreciate it. And, I'm going to get teary about it, but I thank you so much for being here. I want to, one of the things that's happening here at the Abbey is that our most senior nun has been ordained for 40 years, over 40 years. Our next most senior has been ordained for 11. So we have a big generation gap. Whenever we have guests, particularly when our sisters and elders from the Taiwanese temples come and help us with ordinations, we are so grateful. We learn so much. And these nuns are so willing to share what they have with us. It's a very beautiful exchange, and we grow a lot from that interrelationship. Whether people live in community or not, we have that resource. I think just look ahead of you. There's somebody in front of everybody, except with the exception of Venerable Master Wu Yin. That's where the responsibility stops, I guess. But I want to quote something that she said that I think is just, I'm speaking to the Western Sangha here. She says, in the Chinese Buddhist community, older people sometimes join the Sangha. Because they had certain status and experiences in lay life, they sometimes want to be the leaders after they are ordained. This can cause difficulty in the monastic community because we must start at the beginning when we are trained as monastics, no matter what we have accomplished as lay people. Sometimes those who ordain when they are older are used to certain social customs and want them to be regarded as Buddhist precepts. For example, children generally respect their parents. However, if a child is ordained before his or her parent, that child is senior in ordination and should be respected as that person. I don't know how many of us, I've met some where their children were ordained in the Vietnamese tradition. I don't know how often it happens in the Western communities. But we do sometimes see nuns who are 20 years our junior in age or more, who are 20 years our senior in ordination. And it's a little bit hard to swallow that sometimes. It's a little bit hard to swallow sometimes. I think that once we've joined the Sangha, we do have to start over. We were somebody. We had careers. Some people had families. We were successful. We had some fame. We maybe published this. We did this. And now what? Nobody. We are nobody. And that is not easy. We talk about it here quite openly, actually. We've recognized that all the old tricks, all the ways, all our strategies for maneuvering through the lay world, we try them here, and they don't work. And we try them again, and they don't work. And we try them again, and they don't work. And sooner or later, for some of us sooner than later, for some of us later than sooner, we realize that we have to learn a different way. And that's when we begin to have some humility. And that's when we begin to respect our elders. That's when we begin to be able to say, thank you, or I will do as directed, when we receive admonition or guidance from someone who is senior to us. No matter how old they are, senior in ordination. I was talking about this with Venerable Chantel yesterday, and she brought up a very important point. When we as juniors have respect for our seniors, invite their feedback, invite their guidance, it draws something out of them also. They rise to the occasion. They draw on their wisdom because we've asked. So this is my personal case now. But I believe if for all of us who care about the Western Sangha to grow, we need to cultivate our own self-confidence so that when we are criticized or when someone gives us feedback, we don't fold up, fall down, cry, and fall into a heap. But we actually recognize that our seniors are trying to guide us out of their compassion, that they're trying to guide us out of their love for the Sangha, and honestly, out of their love for us. Not so personal, maybe, but when we thank these Taiwanese bhikshunis when they come, we say, thank you so much. They say, we're just doing our job. This is our responsibility. And we are very, very grateful. So as we develop the self-respect that allows us to receive feedback, if we start to honor the people in front of us in line, our whole Western Sangha will start to look much, much, much better. And I honestly believe, my dear sisters, that when, we are overcoming some centuries of misogyny period. When we respect each other, when we have greater esteem for each other, we will have greater self-respect ourselves. We will have a greater sense then of our compassionate capacity to guide those who are junior to us in ordination. We'll all grow from this. So if we can get over I had a career, I had a child, I have a degree, I'm a PhD, I'm a la 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 la, and acknowledge today I am a baby in the Buddhist Sangha, whether I'm 20 years old, 70 years old, or whatever. And I'm willing to receive guidance. I'm willing to receive guidance even from each other, equals. Then we'll grow to the Sangha together. When we do the monastic mind motivation every morning, the prayer that we ask venerable children actually to write so that we would know how to keep a monastic mind, there's that section that says, mindful of my precepts and values, I will be humble and easy for others to speak to. It's not explicit, but I'm pretty sure what she meant was, I will be willing to take direction. Easy for others to speak to and give feedback. So this is my wish, my aspiration for all of us, that the Western Sangha will grow. Because, as Venerable Children mentioned, I think as Master Wu Yin mentioned, the Sangha is needed more today and in this country and in our Western countries in Europe to more than ever. We are the ones, as the old song says, we are the ones we've been waiting for. And so may we let that light of the Dharma shine and open to receive the feedback so that we can grow together. Thank you.